On Tuesday, June 13th, we commemorate Saint Aquilina, the martyr of Syria, Triphyllos, the bishop of Nicosia. Regarding Saint Aquilina, the martyr of Syria, this martyr contested in Byblos in Syria during the reign of Diocletian in 289. Because she taught the other young maidens to turn from the idols to Christ, she was brought before the governor. Her ears were pierced with heated spits until blood ran from her nostrils. Finally, she was beheaded at the age of 10 or 12. O Lord Jesus, unto thee thy lamb doth cry with a great voice. O my bridegroom, thee I love, and seeking thee I now contest, and with thy baptism am crucified and buried. I suffer for thy sake, that I may reign with thee. For thy sake I die, that I may live in thee. Accept me offered out of longing to thee as a spotless sacrifice. Lord, save our souls through her intercessions, since thou art great in mercy. The readings are according to the week. From St. Paul's letter to the Romans. Brethren, to one who works his wages are not reckoned as a gift, but as his due. And to one who does not work, but trusts him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is reckoned as righteousness. So also David pronounces as a blessing upon the man, to whom God reckons his righteousness apart from works. Blessed are those whose iniquities are forgiven, and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord will not reckon his sin. Is this blessing pronounced only upon the circumcised, or also upon the uncircumcised? We say that faith was reckoned to Abraham as righteousness. How then was it reckoned to him? Was it before or after he had been circumcised? It was not after, but before he was circumcised. In other words, Abraham is our father by faith, not just because of the circumcision. He received circumcision as a sign or a seal of the righteousness which he had by faith while he was still uncircumcised. The purpose was to make him the father of all who believe without being circumcised, and thus have righteousness reckoned to them, and likewise the father of the circumcised, who are not merely circumcised, but also follow the example of the faith which our father Abraham had before he was circumcised. So in other words, Abraham's faith is what we are following, not just the blood lineage. The Gospel according to St. Matthew. The Lord said, Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but will inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorns, or figs from thistles? So every sound tree bears good fruit, but the bad tree bears evil fruit. A sound tree cannot bear evil fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus we will know them by their fruits. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. So again, we're seeing this, that it's not just Christians that say, oh, I'm a Christian, Lord, the Lord is my Lord, are not going to go to heaven. There's a statement that is true. Standing in church does not make you a Christian any more than standing in a garage makes you a mechanic. We have to show ourselves to be Christians by our works, by our ethos, by our personhood. And this is what St. Paul is trying to communicate with the idea of being children of Abraham. Being children of Abraham means that we are children of faith. We execute that by following after Christ in truth. I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.